Ty St. Louis, and I'm going to talk about the history of automobiles. Have you ever wondered what that thing is you sit in every day, how it got to be there, how it get to point A and point B? Well, I'm going to inform you on all that. First, we'll start with the main history of the automobile. It dates back to the early 17th century, but the gas power didn't really take off in America until about 1908, when Henry T. came out with his Model T. These are the first gas-powered engines, and they started off about $900. They were considered to be a white man's horse because no one back then could afford that. And then Henry launched this assembly line, which boosted production and lowered costs to 300. Even though they were not perfected and they still only reached speeds of 10 miles an hour, they weren't very popular. They weren't completely figured out and broke in until about 1910, when more companies started producing. Chevy and Ford were still the main producers all the way to the 1920s. Now, the 1920s, cars started becoming more popular. They allowed people to travel. Traveling became a big part of society, which helped shape this world. Without cars, there would not have been roads, there would not have been counties, and there would not have been other people to meet. Cars also helped family help do that Sunday stroll. People came to church, people came to town on Sundays. Because automobiles helped shape the world, we also had to start abiding by laws. These are the laws. The first law was made back in 1920, which we still abide by today. Now, on to the 1930s. The 1930s is when they became more regular use, but they started using sports cars. They're here as one of the first sports cars. They were only dirt track though. They were used for, they were actually sponsored races for the first time in 1930s. According to Rod Magazine, racing became the legend after the Chevy produced their very first offering of the Hudson. The Hudson Hornet was that helped also get racing to where it is today. Now, sports cars. Sports cars didn't really become released until the 1950s when Chevy released the first sports car, the Corvette. 1953 was the best car, and still today, version of Corvette. Ford tried to come out with their competitor, the Ford Comet, but it was not popular. Ford could not compete with Chevy until the 1960s when they released the Galaxy. Ford Galaxy is still today one of the most popular sport cars out there. All these years, these companies have to compete against each other. So every 10 years, they all have to shape and change their models. Vehicles have been around for 110 years, and people don't want to keep driving the same thing, so they keep advancing every 10 years. But time is changing and technology changing. Cars are becoming more and more evolved. These are the very first Ford cars that came out. They were very standard, they were hand cranked, and they were very slow. These are the interior that you used that had the 3 on the floor. That was your brakes. You had 3 gears, and they only went to 15 miles an hour. But in today's industry, we have so much to go for. We have hybrids, we have electric cars, we have all there is to know. This is the new generation compared to the old generation. As you can see, it has advanced muchly on the inside. There is nothing anywhere close to the same. So what I'm trying to say is automobiles have advanced very much, and I hope you realize that.